of 16 to 28 or whatever.
You guys may think this is odd. I know exactly what he's saying.
I know, because you know me, you know what I'm saying.
It's the comics, shorthand.
Yeah. But
every woman, like Chris Rock says, a guy she's fucking and a guy she should be fucking.
Right.
Like Chris Rock said, like, you're the guy she'd call and go, he did it again. He fucked me and he left. And you're like, why? Well, I don't know what. And you're at home jerking off to her going, like.
Not while she's telling me, because then it would work out perfectly. Yes. Then it would be like a whole different thing. I'm not a victim.
You are not a victim.
If I got off on her telling me about him being abusive to her, then it would be a win-win.
What would the Jewish gang in prison be called if you had to name it? They anointed you the leader of naming Jewish gang.
Perm Joe.
You remember? Yo, Perm Joe. Back Peckerwood, fuck you, Perm Joe. Perm Joe to you, Peckerwood. Perm Joe? What the fuck?
I don't know.
You're the worst Jewish prison gang make-believe namer ever.
No, that's in a crowd full of Jews. That would get a big laugh.
Perm Joe.
Perm Joe.
What would you name it? You can come up with a better one than Perm Joe, Black Knight. You could do it. All right.
But he's
just
not
yell
remotely,
it out whenever you're ready.
But he's not remotely Jewish.
But that's what's going to make it so funny. It'll have the undertone of anti-Semitism to it. Like Shlomo's Nose Brigade. He'll come out with something banana, and I'll laugh, and you'll like kind of laugh and be like, "Are we almost done? What the fuck?" Did Jay's podcast. I got really uncomfortable when the World of Warcraft guy came out with the anti-Semitism. Are you going to BlizzCon? Are you going to BlizzCon this year? Do you play World of Warcraft? I apologize. I do. Yes. So you met Larry David. He asked you, what was it? The Bagel Killers? Nah,
But that would imply that it's a group of self-loathing Jews who want to kill themselves.
No, I think they're very. He's got one. Whoa, matzah-nista. Matzah? Nista, like Sandinista, right? What the fuck does that mean? You've become the most interesting man in the room. Dos Equis. He prefers Dos Equis. What's Saint Christ? I kind of thought Christ was his own thing. Matzah Christ. Saint Christ. I don't think I've ever heard Saint Christ before in my life. Have you guys? No? Do you think, man? Hey, let a player play, man.
Go ahead.
Larry David.
Yeah.
He asked you to produce. I really got to get to this.
Okay.
Because you're so good on the show. You're playing. Would you say you're pretty much playing yourself?
No.
No. What would you say you're playing?
The character.
A character named Jeff.
Yeah, who I'm not imitating anyone. It's essentially, it looks like me, it sounds like me.
You almost tapped out on me right there.
No, I didn't. It looks like me, it sounds like me, but, he's not about anything.
Wow. He's like Camus.
I don't think much about him. Usually when you see me on the screen, I'm thinking, what are we having for lunch?
Yeah. Well, just a successful
I'm very
character.
Zen-like in my acting approach, my improvising approach.
I love Jim Norton. Jim Norton, great comedian from the Opie and Anthony show. He goes, "This is how I act. Not my turn, not my turn, not my turn. Go!"
That's really funny.
That's pretty much how I do it, too.
Is that how you do it, too?
Yeah, because if I listen, I get lost in what they're saying. I start
to me, that's all I do is listen.
I look at their lips, I get freaked out.
And I try and make the other person look better.
I try to do that.
How do you do that? By not my turn, not my turn, not my turn.
Because when it's on their coverage, I fucking,
Oh, you're talking about the single camera.
Yeah.
But what if you're doing a play? I've
never done a play.
Our show, there's two cameras going always.
Yeah.
So you have to always be, there.
You and I earlier were ad-libbing about something about the sex thing in Fontana and Riverside.
Yeah.
That was both of us were going with the other guy, just fucking trading paint on the raceway, trying to make it like that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
there's cameras rolling on that. So you don't want to talk about Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I'll talk about anything you want. I'm happy to.
Well, I've been trying to talk about Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I've not avoided it. You've been like jumping down the the Jewish gang shit and trying to figure out what he meant. I've been here the whole time, ready to answer anything you ask.
How do you become an executive producer on a Larry David show?
Well, Chris Farley showed up with his parents.
Oh, wow, that was so inside. The fucking colonoscopy camera didn't pick up that reference.
Here's how it is. I worked with Jon Stewart and Dennis Leary on their HBO specials. I helped develop their HBO specials, Unleavened and Lock and Load. Okay?
But what do you mean you worked with them on?
I went on tour with them. I opened for them, and then I would grab my notepad and watch their set every night.
Great.
And
you're like the best possible guy to do that.
Thank you very much. And by the way, anytime you want me to do a set, watch you do a set.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to. I love doing
Will you
that.
fly?
No, I'm here.
Will you send a car?
Yeah. But anyhow, so when I was on tour with them, I thought it'd be really cool to do an HBO special of behind the scenes of an HBO special, what goes into making it. So one day Larry asked me to lunch. We were working in the same suite of offices. I went to lunch with him. He started asking me about what the stand-up scene was like now. I said, if you ever want to do a special, I've got the perfect idea, which led to Curb Your Enthusiasm. I was only going to direct it and not even be on it. And then he insisted that I play his manager. And he goes, don't direct in TV. It's better to be an executive producer. And
he's right.
And so that's how it started.
And how much of it is Adlib? Because we all
of
hear...
it is Adlib.
That seems impossible, doesn't it?
No. When I say all of it's Adlib, it's not like we're just given a blank canvas. Larry writes a 7-page outline. And in the outline is the story scene by scene. So we know what has to happen in the scene. But how we get there and what we say, we improvise. We make it up. I make up all my own dialogue.
So
just like on Gary Unmarried.
He comes to you. He comes up to you on the softball field when he loses his date to Rosie O'Donnell. Right?
Yeah.
So that day's work is I have to explain to Jeff, it's outlined, that I think she might be a lesbian. She's going out with Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes.
And then does it say Jeff tells Larry you don't have a chance, or is that a decision you make on the spot?
No. So no, sometimes it says Jeff tells him this is no good, or it'll be more specific or less specific. But generally, I just make it up, and then after we're done with the take, we discuss it, and then we make adjustments as to what will be better to do it a different way, or
It's fascinating to me. It seems like the success of the entire show depends on the people you ask to play with you.
Yes, casting is everything. It's the hardest thing we do. My hardest job on Curb Your Enthusiasm is casting. And it is long, it is arduous, and I don't like that part of it, by the way. But I'm always thrilled when I can get someone I really like on the show. Like Mike Hitchcock, I'm a big fan of.
Awesome.
Oh, right. Yeah. And he was on the show. He was the guy with the vow of silence. And if you saw that episode. And he had auditioned, I'm not making this up, maybe like 8 times over the years, okay? And so before he even came in for this, I said, guys, Mike Hitchcock is this guy. He can do this in his sleep. And everyone still wanted to see him. But he came in and everyone went like, yeah. But I was so happy. It was so worth it that, he got that gig,
Yeah.
And he was great. He was great.
How do you think Mike Hitchcock would feel if he had a crystal ball and you're in a room explaining to the other producers that the character that doesn't speak is Mike Hitchcock? The guy we're inviting to not act.
I know that he ultimately does speak, and he has to act a lot in it,
I'm just being a creep.
Yeah.
Like Marlee Matlin didn't speak, or she kind of spoke. She kind of barked her way to an Academy Award. Bear with me here.
I will bear with you.
But William Hurt.
My wife is really close friends with her.
All right.
So
she won an Academy Award.
Yeah, but I can't sit here and allow you to say she barked her way.
It's a sound.
She'll say, this is horrible what I'm going to do. She'll go, why'd you do that? Why didn't you say something?
See, that's the same as what I just did.
But that's not barking.
Well, I don't think anybody thought I actually meant arf and woof.
No, but they meant the barking stuff, deaf sounds.
Right. We'll take that part out because Jeff doesn't want to offend.
No, leave it in. Fuck it. It's all there.
Was she listening to a fucking podcast at home with her earbuds in? You fucking serious? Like, Jay, you fucking crow. What am I, Tracy Moore? I apologize. He shouldn't have apologized. He's weak.
You don't have to apologize. I don't need you to. I would never ask you to apologize.
I'll offer
But
it
I'm
up because
saying-
you know what? It was a cheap way to go. You know what? When you're right, you're right. I could have simply said Marlee Matlin, deaf actress, didn't particularly talk her way to an Academy Award.
Yes.
That is the ABCs
But that
of
would
me.
be funny.
I give with
That
one
would be
hand.
funny.
Well, now you fucking say after you cut my balls off in front of the.
your balls off.
You fucking held them a while.
I'll admit to gently stroking them. That's
Yeah,
about
it wasn't that gentle over here.
Yeah.
Over here. Marlee Matlin doesn't fucking talk.
Yes.
And she gets the
No,
Academy
she does
Award.
talk, she can.
Get the fuck out of here. She fucking children. We're talking about the same movie.
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the person.
I'm
that I
talking
know.
about Children of a Lesser God.
I saw it 900 years ago.
Well, just fucking go along with this ride
I'm with
me.
you. I'm not against it.
It's not about diarrhea at all. It's the opposite side of the body.
But listen to me.
That was funnier than the response it got.
I will tell you.
Let me finish this thought first.
I'm going to help you.
William
right now by
Hurt
saying
should have
that.
gotten the Oscar because when she did her sign language and made her sounds, he had to fucking repeat what she said so we knew what the fuck she was saying, and then he had to do all of his shit. So he had to carry the entire fucking Marlee Matlin part in his head. Like
You're
she
totally
goes,
right.
I know I'm right. He goes, and my wife is the one that tipped me to this, and then I watched it, and it fucking blew my mind. Marlee Matlin, and she goes, and he goes, I know you're upset. We were 10 minutes late. There's nothing we could have done about it. However, and then he has to do all his dialogue. Everything she says, he has to repeat. Where the fuck is his Oscar?
I never thought of that. It's a good thing
Think
to point.
about it now. We'll fucking wait here.
Okay.
Again with the yelling.
What year did that movie come out?
I don't know.
You're
but I'm
angry.
fucking loathing at myself for just shouting like a jerk. But she won an Oscar. It's like Dom Amici winning for fucking Cocoon.
Yeah.
Like, really? Or like Pacino winning for Hoo-Ha. After not winning for Dog Day Afternoon, you're going to fucking roll it at him for that shit?
Yeah, they do that a lot. That's why no one should take the Academy Award seriously.
And every year we get fucking sucked in, and then they go, Reese Witherspoon. And you're going, how the fuck do you play June Carter Cash when Felicity Huffman plays a guy that's she's a woman playing a guy?
I watched the Academy Awards of Steve Martin's hosting. I'm going to watch because Eddie's hosting this year. I went last year, but I'm only going to watch if it's a good comedian. Otherwise, I'm not watching.
You don't watch every year and go, who do you think? Me and my wife always go, who you got? Who do you got?
I go sometimes. I used to go to a party where you voted and shit. But no, I don't like it. It's a waste of my time.
To watch the Academy Awards.
I had fun last year. I went because I was in Toy Story 3. And I went because I was invited by Pixar, so it was fun.
It's badass.
But,
You are like I said this to Jeff on Doug Benson's podcast backstage, and I said it just here backstage. You really are like the Viet Cong sniper of show business. Like, you do more stuff and get more money that no one knows about. Like, it's a dream gig. Like, no one's going to go, are you that fucking guy? What are you? What do I know you from? Like, no, fuck it. Pixar. It's a voice. Pay me. You know what I mean? And like the great little movies, like I just want someone to eat cheese with. Like you just make this little movie and you put it out and you do it your own way because we've established you don't give a shit.
I don't.
And you did it your way.
That's right.
Sing this song for us. Sing My Way.
I'll sing a theme from A Man and a Woman with French gibberish.
As Marlee Matlin.
Well, I'll do the second verse as Marlee Matlin.
All right.
J'en sais le, je n'aime ne, j'en sais le rangeant. J'en sais le, je n'ai pas de jour, j'en ai rien de gens. J'en sais le, j'en aime ne, j'en ai rien de jeu. J'en sais le, tu aimes, j'en sais le. Je ne manque, je ne That's enough.
Only 2 verses, huh? That's a tight song. I just thought it was
Do you know that song?
I thought it was more of a rambling opus than I didn't know it was just song. I didn't know
the song
verse, chorus,
goes
verse.
like this. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. I don't think there's any. I just put French gibberish to it. I sing it.
What comics do you really like? Like when you see them on TV, you go, God, I fucking love this guy. And why? None? Look at that face.
No, I mean, you
people
have to name
listening-
somebody and I'll tell